What's going on, everyone? I'm going to do a weekly update. Hopefully I'll get through it. Having trouble with the investing.com again. Apparently they don't like my ad blocker still. And I've got 40 ads right now blocked on this page, which is unbelievable. But I had to go in and stop the ads that taking up too much juice. But if I take all the ads off, they don't let me play. Kind of annoying, and I'm spending way too much time on this, but here's the dollar, and you can do a weekly update. Dollar looks bullish here. Broke previous highs, closed above previous highs. We're still in a pinch though, so anything could happen, but it looks like it's bullish and wants to get above previous highs in and around 90, 98, I guess. Sticking to its guns. It's got higher lows all the way through, and it looks like it wants to break above the lower highs, the trend line. So there we have it. Hopefully this thing will turn around so we can make some money on the gold and silver, but I guess China took a week off. They had a holiday, and that's how we got smashed down in the precious metals. And then we had a jump in the dollar, so everything turned around on us. But you can see the pinch on a monthly chart. Here's the 10-year. If it's going to go anywhere, it has to break above previous lows or break into previous lows. And as I go, I'm going to scale out of these charts because everything's getting real slow. Hold on a second. Some of these ads are taking oh my god. So this is what I've been dealing with the past couple hours. Alright, here's the 10-year yield. And you can see the nice hammer closing out, and then the bullish. So we got a 3-bar pattern here. Pretty bullish on the 10-year. That's a weekly chart. But it's not looking good overall. It has to break into previous lows. We got resistance at 177, previous high break at 184, back into previous lows. It looks like another flag pattern. There's a flag. There's a flag. We got lower highs. It did make a new high on this intermediate pattern, but stuck below resistance. It's got to get above 180 to start being in the pinch. But back to weekly. That 3-bar pattern looks pretty bullish, but anything could happen. Looks like on the lower highs, it almost broke down and then saved itself and then had a little push. Momentum's got to continue to get over that 180 mark. Previous lows. So here's the S&P looks bearish on a daily chart. You can see the lower highs or the higher lows in and around right here, and you can see the chart kind of bow over, kind of churn, and now we have a close below our upward trend line. We can say that we're making a new opposing point, so we could say that it's building still, but as the original trend line states, price got rejected and closed below on a daily chart. And you can see the lower highs. Let's go back to the daily. You can see the double top. You can see the lower high and then the breakdown. And then we lower high. We were in a pinch, but it got rejected at the last minute on Friday. So to me, this is bearish. Still working off that double top, lower high, breakdown, lower high. We got a somewhat of a trend going upwards, but that looks like a bearish flag on a longer term chart. So look for prices to come down, maybe break 21. You got 2100 support. So it's got a ways to go on the downside, but we got ultimate support here at the 34 on a weekly. So still hanging tough, but daily looks bearish. So see how the week turns out. Here's Deutsche Bank. Nice bounce. We got the AB bottom. 1, 2, and then the bounce. Breaking into previous lows. Got stopped out by our handy dandy 34 SMA. So right now they're in the pinch. I got support at 1323. We got the double, working the double bottom now. So we got lots of support at 1250. Moving on to a weekly. Nothing to see here really. Even though it's a bounce into previous lows, it still got stopped out at resistance, which is the next set of previous lows. Let's move this back, see if we can get that other low in here. Here's the other low, the previous low at 1850. So anything below 1850, it's still in no man's land. So whether people are saying that this is out of the woods or not, I don't know. But it had a bounce, probably a life-saving bounce into previous lows. So now we got support at the double bottom. 1250. I think I was watching this thing try to close a gap and it didn't do it. So let's go back to the daily. Here's the gap. So it's in that gap. We got resistance at 1450 on the daily. Support at 1350. So anything below 1350, I'd watch out below, but kind of a V bottom. It does need an opposing point, so let's see where it ends up. German bond made it over 0. Nice double bottom. Looks like it got rejected off of previous highs. Now we got a double top working at 3. See, looks kind of bullish on the weekly. At a higher low. Look for resistance in and around, let's just call it 5 cents. Looks like we got a double bottom, went up into resistance, got rejected, and turned around pretty nicely. It's actually 1.5 cents. So we got resistance, couple tops in and around 2, so anything above that could break out into previous lows. So it could get up to 10 to 11 cents if this stays in momentum mode. Like I said, we got double bottom, came into resistance, came in making an opposing point and bounced. So it looks bullish. We're in the pinch on a weekly chart. German bond out of nowhere. We got crude. Looks like it got over 50, came back, broke previous highs on daily. Looking to break out this thing. It's doing what it's supposed to do. Got that double bottom still. Over the 34, back into the 34. Nice 3-bar pattern with a nice hammer. Boom. Made a lower high, back into support. And it's looking to break that 50 mark. Still pushing. Anything could happen, but it looks like a nice flat top break coming on crude. Gold. Gold got smashed. Like I said, Chinese took a week off. Here's a daily chart. We were working a double bottom, higher low, and it just didn't hang in. Went all the way up to its point of return on the channel. So here's our double bottom. We're working that, and then everyone's talking about how much, in 30 seconds or something, under a minute, there's billions of dollars being sold off, and they're crying manipulation. But if you saw that breakdown, you would have got out too, right? So we were working the double bottom, came back into the trend line down, and then it just broke down. Pretty nasty breakdown too. Pretty weak, bearish. Broke previous low. Right now we're hanging in. We did close Friday on a daily inverted hammer. So we'll see what happens with that. Look out below if it breaks below 1250. Just a nasty breakdown. It's one reason. Thing is about these breakdowns is it just takes forever for these things to recover. And one thing I noticed on a weekly, it's well below our 34. So I just think that this is going to take a while to recover. You never know what's going to happen. This could just have a whole bullish move back in and make a 2-bar pattern encompassing. Wouldn't be a piercing pattern unless we open below. But it looks like we're opening up in. Let's make sure that we keep the EMA 8 above the 34 and get a bounce out of this week. Get it back above the weekly 34 SMA. That's the only thing I can see to recover. Otherwise, it's going to take months for this thing to recover. If it stays down here, it's going to have to make a measured move. You take the high and the low of the pattern. Let's see if we can be more clear on a monthly. I guess monthly we're coming back into support still. So on a monthly it doesn't look bad, right? It's a bullish retracement back into support. These things take a long time. I'm thinking on a weekly basis, if this thing does not recover efficiently, it's going to just take forever for this thing to keep going and break previous highs. So that's why I'm concerned. I'm also concerned of World War III breaking out, and no one's really paying attention to that, are they? Closer to World War III than we were in the Cuban crisis. But you can see the breakdown, pretty nasty. It needs to recover efficiently, or it's just going to need to consolidate for a couple months. And I'm just kind of tired of waiting for this thing to consolidate. Anywho's, be careful out there on gold. It did close below the weekly 34 SMA and the EMA 8, which is very important. Weekly review right there. Silver, same thing, but on a weekly basis, it just barely closed below, and I think silver can recover very easily. Getting above 19, making a bullishing encompassing pattern would be awesome for this week. Let's see how it turns out. Otherwise, I'm out. I think I'm going to choose to go out, buy some precious metals. I need a new computer, especially if I'm going to keep dealing with these ads. I need a faster CPU here. So we got that bouncing. Let's take a look at the week, the monthly, coming back into support. So on a monthly chart, this is a bullish piercing pattern, or a bullish retracement back into support. Above 18, we broke down below 1850, which is a very, very big spot. So if we can get above 18 and 1850 for the next week or the rest of this month, we'll keep momentum in check. Need to get above 1850 to keep momentum going. We're going to break out, back into support. Monthly chart. See if we can get a nice bounce this week. Copper's on the brink, right? Still wanting to just lower highs, higher lows, in a pattern. Tension. Longer the time it stays in here, the bigger the break. Let's look for a breakout to 27. In and above, breaking previous high, flat top break. See if we can get to 260. I think 240 would be a hard break too, but yeah, we need to break into previous lows, into the previous low here, just 240. Let's see if we can get to 240 on a breakout. But copper is holding, like gold and silver just broke down. So it's gaining strength, gaining on momentum. See if we can get a breakout on copper outside that pattern. Real quick, GDX saw the breakdown. We had a reverse, head and shoulders. You can see the right shoulder just break down. And like I said, I don't know how long it's going to take to recover on these things, but it just seems like it's going to be forever because of that break below the 34 on a weekly chart. So definitely bearish breakdown right there. See if we can, just like gold and silver, let's see if we can get a bounce back into 26. above the 34 into previous lows. Could happen. Monthly, keep it all in perspective. There it is, the bullish retracement back into support. Break above the 34, back into support on a monthly chart. Just watch for previous low breaks. We're at support now. These two lows. Watch anything below the 34.21. So we got about $1 cushion. Let's see if this thing will hold. GDXJ. Real quick. Same kind of, had a V bottom. And opposing points. Those opposing points were broken down. Broke down. Went back into resistance. Got rejected. Broke down. See that line of support there. Broke down. Bearish retraced. Kind of almost held its own, but then fell apart. We do have a hammer here. We have a maybe a 3-bar reversal, but see how we open in the morning. Look for previous low breaks. 37.16. That's our support. Let's get a bounce. We have to have a bounce, or this thing's going to take forever. Forever to recover. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Let me know what's going on out there, and be careful. Things are not looking good. I think that we have to wait for the election to be over for anything to kind of settle out. So I'm still hanging in there, seeing what's going to happen. But if Deutsche Bank or any of these bond markets start to, something drastic, I don't know what's going to happen, but it looks like Deutsche Bank is going to be the catalyst. If anything happens, I'm out. Like I said, I think the word on the street is if the European banks start to falter, we have 2 weeks in the United States banks to start settling out. So be careful out there. Things don't look good. Lots of word about the comics imploding too. So be careful with that. SLV, GLD, those kinds. And I think there's a lot of ETFs tied into it. I'm not sure. So just be careful, guys. I'll see you.